Hello everyone. We are doing our third unit, that is your declassification, and after doing the traits in the physical property of the elements, we reach on the topic that is traits in the chemical properties of the element. It is a short topic. We will complete it today. And as you all know that after this we will just do a revision test for this unit after the completion. Okay, so I hope that you all are preparing the videos or units or by your own self, whatever the source you have. So just start the topic. So in the traits in the chemical properties, we have very first, that is valency. So first we understand that what is valency. Okay, so we know that the charge on an atom that can be positive or negative is known as its valency. When an atom has one positive charge, we say that the valency of the ion is 1. When it has 2, we say that the valency is 2, and so on. So what is valency and how valency is required on an atom? So we know that each atom wants to be stable, and an atom is not stable till it does not have the stable inert gas configuration. It means the 8 electron in its outermost shell. So number of electrons that an atom loses or gain to acquire an inert gaseous configuration or noble gas configuration is known as its valency. Now we know that it is easy to lose the electron from 1 to 3, but it is not easy to lose the 4 electrons. So covalent bonding takes place. Then after, it is not easy to gain the 5, 6, 7 electron from any of the atom. So when we have 1 to 3 electrons exist in outermost shell, the atom used to lose these electron, and if they have the 6, 7, 5 electron in outermost shell, they used to gain the electron. So when an atom loses the electrons, it gains the positive charge, and while it gains the electron, it gains negative charge, and while it loses the electron, it gains positive charge. So we will take an example to understand this. We know the sodium with electron in configuration 11, magnesium with configuration 12, chlorine with 17, okay, oxygen with 8. When we do the configuration 281, 282, 287 and 26. Okay, now here is 1 electron. No one is going to give the 7 electron to the sodium to achieve the noble gas configuration. So it is better to lose this one. So it will require plus valency, unit 1 valency. Now here magnesium also lose 2 electron to any atom and require plus 2 valency. Here oxygen atom do not lose its 6 electron, whether it takes a 2 electron from anyone. Suppose it is taken from the magnesium, so it will require 2 negative charge, or its valency is 2, -2, and it will 1. Okay, so the valency of sodium is +1, is +2, -2 and -1. So now I hope we understand that what is valency. Now how valency changes when we go from group or a period. So how it changes we will see now. So now see how the valency changes across a period or a group. Now see, here is the example of a period. It is a third period, so elements are written here. we know that first metal, then metalloid, and then non-metal is started. So when we talk about the valency of these, so here sodium has plus valency, magnesium has plus 2, plus 3, then 4, and then minus 3, minus 2, and minus 1. So we see that when we go left to right in a period, then first valency increases, then it decreases. Okay. When we will talk about the group, in a group we know that the valency does not change. So lithium has one electron in outermost shell, so it has a valency of 1. Then all the rest of the element will have the valency of 1. So in period, elements have the variable valency, that is first it increases, then decreases, but in a group there is no effect on the valency. Now we understand the term that what is valency, but we see the exceptions also, in which some of the elements show the variable valency, means their valency is not fixed like 1, 2 or 3, that they will always have the valency of 1, always have the valency of 2 or 3. So these elements belongs to the group D and F block elements, means they belong to block D and F element, and some of the P elements also have the variable valencies. So some of the elements, that is D block and F block, almost element have variable valency, and some of P, some elements of P block. Okay, so they will have the variable valency. If they have the variable valency, means they sometimes they have valency of 2, sometimes they have 3, sometimes they have 1. So we cannot use the word valency now because it is specified for the fixed number. But now this term has been replaced by a new term, that is called the oxidation state. So now we use in place of valency, that is oxidation state. So the examples are that N2O3, N2O5, P4O6, P4O10, PCl3, PCl5. Okay, so these all show the variable valencies, right? Here it has the valency of plus 3, but here it has a valency of plus 5. Here so after the topic of valency and oxidation state, we are on our next topic, that is anomalous behavior. So what is this behavior? Anomalous behavior is shown by some of the groups of elements in which the first member of the each group behave differently from the other member of that particular group. We will talk about for the particular group. If we are talking about the group 1 element, then the first member of group 1 element and other members of the same group. If we are talking about the group 2 elements, it means the first member of the group 2 and the other elements. Okay, so the first element of each group will behave differently from its other member of the group, and it is known as the anomalous behavior of the element. Now we will understand it by taking the example. Here we have look here also that group 1, group 2 and then group 13 to group 18. These elements show such behaviors. We are excluding the D block and F block elements from here because these elements we will just study about these blocks in class 12 and in detail, and their behavior is different from the behavior of these groups. So we will now talking about only these groups. Okay, so we are excluding block G and F elements now. Now here by taking example group 1 element and group 2 elements, in which the first member here is lithium and here is beryllium, and these two elements will behave differently from these one. We know that these are metals. They will lose electron and make ions and also ionic bonds with other elements, and these two will show the covalent properties. So beryllium and lithium will show the covalent property. Okay, and why they are showing such property? Here we will just see the reason that why they are showing like this. So the first reason is they have the effective nuclear charge. They have effective nuclear charge. Second, they have the small size, and the third is they have the high ionization energy. Ionization energy. Okay, so because of these reasons, that nuclear charge is effective and large, and their size is small, and their ionization energy is higher, it means it is not very easy to take an electron from these atoms because of such properties. So these are some reasons behind it, and these the first member of group 1 and group 2 are behaving differently from the other member of the particular group. Now come here. Now here we are taking another example to explain this, in which we are excluding the group 1, group 2 and group 13 groups. These groups are excluding, and then we are talking about the other group, that group 14, 15, 16. Okay, so such element, the first member of each group will show the variable characteristic or different properties than other member of their groups. It means what? They are forming multiple bonds, and no other member have ability to form such type of bonds. So carbon have sometimes 2 bonds, 3 bonds. Carbon oxygen have double bond, nitrogen oxygen have double bond, and nitrogen atom has triple bond, oxygen have double bond. So these are the first member of the groups which show such type of property, and the other members of this group do not show such type of property. Now we have our last topic of this unit, that is diagonal relationship. We will understand it. Now the unit is over. We will start the next unit from the next lecture, and your revision test will be held. I will just decide the date and will tell you, and you just keep on learning or preparing this unit. Okay, so we will do the diagonal relationship now, right? So just see the diagonal relationship. Here are some members of the different period. It is from period second, and it is from period third, and these members have the similar property to the diagonally combinating member. So lithium have some similar property with magnesium. Beryllium will have like aluminium, boron like silicon, carbon like phosphorus. So I have also write a definition of this, that every first element of each group show the similar properties as that of the second element of its corresponding group. So this is the pattern of the diagonally relationship is known as the diagonal relationship of the elements, in which they have some similar properties from first group element to the second one. Okay, so now our topic or unit is completed here, and we will start the chemical bonding. That is our next unit. So thank you everyone.